Chris was in foul trouble in the first half, but, he was able to knock down some shots and provide some offense. And I thought really made a big free throw. We inserted him late in the game, hoping that he'd get fouled because we had confidence in his ability to kind of make a shot, and we needed that one to kind of get over the hump.
One question for each of you. For Coach, you're playing again in 16 hours against the top seed. As somebody who's survived and advanced in this tourney a whole lot, is it about quick scouting or rest as much as possible or something else?
Yeah, we'll go through our mental preparation. It will be the third time that we've played this team, so it's more of a reminder or anything else. But we need to get our rest. Physically, we have to get our guys hydrated and get ready to compete against a terrific program. Pat Scarry's done an unbelievable job with that program. He's had an outstanding year, start to finish in the non-conference and in conference play. And they're a physical bunch. They're an aggressive bunch. They're always a terrific rebounding team. So we're going to need our legs tomorrow to compete against them.
And for Chris, I think you're one of the only people in the building who's faced Coach K before in the past. Since he's playing or coaching his last regular season game as we speak, I was wondering, do you have any either memories of him or like what it was like to face them or anything like that?
When I played him, they had Zion Williamson, so that was a cool game. But I saw something on Twitter today actually that his last game, like one of the tickets is going for 80 grand, and I thought that's just ridiculous. But he's a great coach, so I guess it's worth it. But yeah.
We're going to go to Zoom, and then we'll get back to the questions here within the room. Chris.
Hey, this is Chris Heidel from Purpose from Radio. Sorry about the noise. Bill, congratulations on the win tonight. You guys played against Towson twice this year. It split the series. The last time you played them was a month ago. What do you see from them a month ago that might be dangerous for you tomorrow?
Yeah, they're just playing at a high level. I think since we last played, they've just been on a tear. I think they're beating people by about 20 points a game. I haven't really dug into their stuff. I've watched them, as a fan throughout the rest of the season after we played them. But I think they have a really talented roster, top to bottom. Probably three all-conference players, right? And a style of play that's really difficult to play against. They're very aggressive in their ball screen coverage and their ball pressure. Always a tremendous defensive team and rebounding team, and it's going to be a challenge tomorrow on short rest to go after it. But we're just grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you, Chris. Questions in the room?
Coach, I want to ask about Nikola Jogo's performance today. Began 0 for 7 from 3, but then hit that incredibly clutch 3 in the last minute, and then played some great defense and rebounding in overtime. Talk a little bit about his perseverance today to push through that tough stretch.
Yeah, I think that happens. I think the first game is always the toughest, right? You got a lot of jitters and anxiety. You're on new court. I always say that there's 3 parts of the season: the non-conference, then the conference play, then one and done territory. And it's a different mind game, right? And I think Nick came out. He was a little anxious, had some good looks that normally go for him, didn't go. But we actually called his number on a sideline out of bounds play when we needed a 3. He's our best 3-point shooter, and he delivered. So we talked about competitive greatness, being at your best when your best is needed. And even though he wasn't having that type of night, he stepped up in the moment, made a huge play, and got it to overtime. And and then the rest was history. But just hoping tomorrow he settles down and he relaxes and gives us an A performance.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, with the win tonight, you became the winningest coach in CAA championship history. What does that mean to you and to your team for that consistency over the years?
It just means I've been around for a long time, I guess. But really, coaches don't win games; players do. And I've been just so fortunate to, been the head coach at this great universities for 16 years. It's allowed me to recruit not only world-class players, but world-class athletes and world-class people and student athletes. And, from the Matt Jannings and Manny Adakos and Enka Mojabos all the way back in the day to the Chris Dohertys of the world, it's just been a dream of mine to be the head coach at Northeastern and to be able to represent this university and the CAA. And to be mentioned with Jim Larinaga, who I competed against Both at his time at George Mason and again at Miami. He's an outstanding coach. To be even kind of in the same breath as him is humbling. But I think, you stick around long enough, the numbers pile up, but it's all the credit to the players that have come through this program and the way they performed in these moments and in this tournament.
One more for Coach and Chris.
So you guys, I believe it was 18-17 at halftime. Obviously not a great offensive first half, but I obviously got better in the second half. So I'm kind of just wondering what the mood was at halftime, and maybe if you made any adjustments going into the second half.
Yeah, I think, that's the thing about conference play, right? There are no tricks, right? So both staffs are, ultimately prepared. They know, what you're running, how you're trying to get it. They're familiar with your personnel. So you have to earn everything. And, having Chris out, gave us, one less weapon in the half court. But I was really proud of and the mood in the locker room was we talked about our defense. We knew we were struggling offensively, but we knew he was going to play in the second half. But if we could maintain that defensive effort and our focus on the defensive end, that would give us a chance to win.
Anything else? Thank you, guys. Northeastern will advance to play Towson tomorrow, noon, here in Washington, D.C.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Joined by head coach Dan Fisher and Tyler Rice from William & Mary. Coach Fisher, if you want to start with an opening statement.
Well, I'd start by saying I'm not sure if there's ever been a tractor pull in this arena, but after that first half, we can say that I think there was. It was obviously a physical defensive battle in the first half, and both teams struggling to find offense. And then in the second half, I think both teams really settled in and started playing well. I was really pleased with our effort in the first half. We had, I believe, 4 offensive rebounds and 9 turnovers. In the second half, we had 9 offensive rebounds or 10 offensive rebounds and only 2 turnovers, and thought that gave us a chance. As a back and forth game, obviously Doherty was terrific for them. Jogo hit the big 3 with under a minute left, and then everyone kind of came up empty from there. So, but I was really proud of the way the group played. I thought Tyler Rice was terrific today and really controlled the game for us as best he could. So disappointed that we couldn't get it done, but proud of the effort that we gave.
Questions in the room for Coach Fisher and Tyler?
For either one of you or both of you, like you alluded to, you changed, things got better in the second half. What was the halftime discussion like in terms of trying to protect the ball a little bit and get on the glass?
You remember? You want to tell?
Yeah. Basically, Coach kind of compared it to 2 genres of music, which is the heavy metal, and we had the symphony, which is the other one. And heavy metal was just, it's kind of frantic. It's like, a lot of noise. And that's kind of how we were playing in the first half. Just no calm, no pace. We weren't slowing things down. We were just attacking, putting our head down. And then the second half, I think we kind of found the symphony and, slowed things down and actually got good shots, moved the ball. And so, yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Good lesson.
I'm going to go to the computer. Dave Johnson.
Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself. Tyler, you're playing your first postseason, your first tournament game, and you come out and you're really outstanding. No turnovers in 33 minutes is the thing that really jumps out at me. Can you just sort of talk about your mindset coming in? Were you nervous at all, or were you just excited?
I was more excited than nervous. I felt like we had a really good week of preparation coming into today's game, and I was very confident in the game plan coming in. We went through film, and we have a quiz before every game, and every player pretty much said the scout word for word, and that kind of let us know that I could rely on my brothers to go out and execute today. And we did that for most part of the game. But that was kind of the mindset. It wasn't more so about me, but just the confidence in our team to come out and execute.
And follow up, Tyler. You guys are obviously the youngest team in the conference, and I think I read somewhere the 14th youngest in the country. You guys were meshing the whole year, and obviously the win total is not what you want. But how do you feel about the direction? How do you feel about the development?
I feel great about it, actually. I mean, I know the season didn't go the way we wanted it to as far as wins and losses. But like you said, we are a young team. We came into practice every single day, ready to get better, ready to improve. And as the season went along, I think we got closer as a team. We started getting more disciplined. And I think those things show signs of a team that will be good in the near future.
Questions in the room? John?
One for each of you. For Tyler, you mentioned brothers. I was wondering, did you get to see yours, or is he out of town and you're leaving? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he's out of town right now. They play Xavier, so he wasn't able to attend tonight's game. I wasn't able to see him, but yeah.
Nice. And for Coach, following up on the roster question, as a coach, for roster construction purposes, is it more about like keeping the current guys progressing for 4 years, or bringing in transfer portal people, or like what are your thoughts on roster construction?
Well, it's probably a combination of both. And, we made a pretty good effort when we got here to recruit high school guys and bring them in and build with them. And, the guy sitting next to me was a real big key for us, and we were going through that. And, but at the same time, there's the transfer portal is probably going to change how all of us recruit to some extent. And I think that, anytime we're recruiting, we're just evaluating to try to make sure we're bringing in the right guys. And I think the majority of that for us is going to be high school players and developing them. But there's going to be some, I think, transfers for everybody.
So the Tribe fan club obviously showed up tonight. So I'm wondering if each of you could comment a bit on the energy tonight in the arena, and if that helped or hindered, or how it impacted the game tonight.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. Go ahead. You got it. I thought it was great. We had a send-off at the hotel, and the band was there. Our cheerleaders were there. A bunch of fans cheering us on, and obviously had a great turnout here for us. And our fans have been phenomenal all year, and it was something that we talked about at the end of our last home game. It was just how much we appreciated it, and how much, especially after last year, having all the games without fans. It was so noticeable this year, and I thought that they brought a great energy, and I think our guys fed off it, especially in the second half, and we started playing a little bit better.
Yeah, I very much agree. I know there are plenty of times during this year we were unsuccessful for the most part of the year, and there's plenty of times they could have stopped supporting us, stopped showing up to games, but if you came to a home game, you wouldn't even know what our record was, because they're outstanding. They show up night in, night out. Taking this 2.5-hour drive up here to D.C., a lot of them could have stayed home, so I really appreciate the support, and it definitely makes a difference, and the guys recognize the effort that is put into supporting us.
Can I get another one in?
Go one more in the room, and then we'll get to you right after.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Sorry.
So Tyler, I just kind of am wondering, this is your first year at William & Mary, so I'm just wondering if you have any reflections on your time in Williamsburg so far, on the court, off the court, whichever.
Yeah, the people, first of all, the people that I'm surrounded with at William & Mary are great. All the students, they're all smart, they're all caring. So I couldn't ask for a better, student body to be, integrated in. But, yeah, like, I love Williamsburg. There's it's a culture to the town. A lot of people come to tour it for the colonial aspect of it. But I pretty much enjoy every aspect of William & Mary. I think it's in the perfect town. We get a lot of support from people that live in the town. There are a lot of things to do off the court. My brothers, my older brothers have showed me kind of the way to navigate around Williamsburg, and so I'm really enjoying my time there.
Dave?
Dane,
two Daves.
guys,
Sorry, we'll go Dave Johnson, then David Robert. Sorry. Go ahead, Dave Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Looking at the numbers anyway, you guys did a lot of things you wanted to do. You won the boards, you had fewer turnovers, a lot of things like that. But I guess one thing that stands out is Chris Doherty. How tough was it defending him, especially in the second half there when he got going?
It was really tough. He was able to catch the ball in spots where, he could just get angles. He drove it at times. He posted at times, and almost every basket he made was a layup, or it certainly seemed like it. So, we went in to double him late, but he had done a ton of damage to that point, and he was a clear issue for us, when we need to get stops.
David Driver.
Just lastly, talking about the young team you have, Tyler, you're one of two all-CA rookie players from William & Mary. Kind of, what does that speak about the future of the program?
I think it shows a real bright spot in our program. We have 4 starters who are freshmen and sophomores, and like you said, 2 all-CA or 2 freshman team CAAs. So it's definitely, it's a process. We're young, we have to learn, but this year can be really good for us if we choose to learn from it, choose to take the positives, and we get better every single year. I know we're pretty young, so there's a lot of disciplinary issues that you would expect from a younger team, but I feel like we've come together, really focus on the discipline aspect, and I think the future is very bright here.
Dan, Tyler, thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.